Hi listeners, it's Kat here from Aghast. I just wanted to take a quick minute outside of the show to let you know about empowerment coaching. I know this is probably confusing a lot of people right now. Outside of telling you about true crime, I work as a life coach, helping others achieve their goals, break down barriers, eliminate limiting beliefs, or anything else a person may need guidance to achieve their most authentic life. The world has been upside down since 2020, and I know a lot of us may be lost, confused, or unsure as to what we want and how to get there. If you think speaking with a life coach may help you, please feel free to contact me at alteregowellness@outlook.com or at alteregowell on Instagram. Okay, now back to our show.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. Hey, thanks for coming by. Boy, today we're covering a couple cases of crimes that I have to admit I was a little bit oblivious to. Didn't realize that these things actually happen, and now I wish I never heard about them. They're pretty fucking horrid. So, let me give you a taste. Let me give you an appetizer. Savory. Let me tell you what we got. What we got for you today is Facebook. Pregnancies, exes fleeing to another state, and buying a baby, an infant, for $550 US. If you're thinking, sounds like the 2023 sequel to Look Who's Talking is going to be rated R, now in theaters. Look Who's Talking Now, bitch! Starring Bruce Willis as the voice of the baby and the kidnapper. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. That's it.
That was good.
Can you imagine another Look Who's Talking?
Yippee.
It would confuse Zoomers so hard.
Oh my god, it would.
And they would still start Kirstie Alley. Kirstie Alley? No one knows how to say her fucking name properly. No, unfortunately, today we are talking about fetal abduction. Yeah, that's a thing. And it's gonna suck. Today we're talking about the fetal abduction of Angelique Sutton and Jamie Stice. Boy, oh boy. Get yourself a beverage. And make sure it's strong. With ice. I'm John.
And I'm Kat.
Oh my god, she's here. And this is Aghast.
Now, are you sure we're plugged in this time?
Oh, shut up. Sounds like us during sex.
Are you plugged in?
Damn it, bitch, are you numb?
Stop squeaking.
Shut up. Hey, folks. Hey there. I see what you're doing. You're listening to us. You're listening to some filth. You're ready for some nasty shit?
Good, yes.
Speaking of nasty shit, we just watched season 3 of The Boys.
Yeah, episode 6.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but
damn.
you need to do a little bit of mental preparation before going into that show.
The things that have happened in this season are incredible.
I know.
Like,
the
nowhere
shock
else.
factor has been great. Okay, John, why don't you give us our disclaimer?
All right, folks. We have a very light touch to true crime. Like a feather just tickling the balls of true crime.
I just pictured the Forrest Gump feather, like just floating down and tickling balls.
Those look like comfortable true crime. So if you don't like a lighter touch, if you don't like a little bit of levity with your true crime, if you want it serious, you want to talk about serious shit and be serious and mournful, if you don't like making fun of these piece of shit murderers and rapists, then fuck off. You're an idiot. For the rest of you, grab yourself a lovely adult beverage and let's get pissed off and right pissed. Thank you. Oh my god, just reading the first sentence of this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
A fetal abduction is the kidnapping of an at-term pregnant woman and extracting the fetus from the victim via cesarean section.
That means that this has happened enough that people have a term for it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's fucked.
The National Center of Missing and Exploited Children recorded 18 cases of fetal abductions in the U.S. between 1983 and 2015. This makes up 6% of the 302 infant abduction cases recorded. Today, we will be talking about some of those cases.
Oh, we're talking about multiple cases. I feel like we're just about to talk about a Serbian film at this point.
Oh, God. A movie I will never watch. At the age of 22, Angelique Sutton was getting ready for two major celebrations in her life. Her wedding day, planned for November 20th, 2015, and the arrival of her first baby with her soon-to-be husband. The couple was expecting a daughter due on December 2nd, 2015. Around that time, a former friend of Angelique's, Ashley Wade, reconnected with her on Facebook. Ashley was also expecting, and the women quickly bonded together over the preparations of their babies on the way. Ashley was expecting with her boyfriend, Andrew. They would post every update and ultrasound on their social media accounts. Ashley's due date was set for November 15th, but that day remained uneventful with no baby. Andrew posted on his social media that, quote, "She wasn't ready to come out yet, LOL," end quote.
And everyone was laughing out loud as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angelique's wedding day has finally arrived, and she was excited to marry the father of her baby and was ready for her family to begin. Ashley reached out to Angelique the morning of her wedding, saying that she had a wedding gift for her and asked if she could stop by quickly before her ceremony, which she agreed. It's now time for the civil ceremony at the courthouse, and there was no Angelique. Patrick waited patiently at first, but then grew worried when his fiancée never showed up. He tried calling her frantically, trying to figure out why he was being stood up. Sadly, he would later find out what happened to his wife-to-be.
Oh, Christ.
When Angelique arrived at Ashley's home, she was attacked with a paring knife. Angelique fought back, but Ashley was able to cut Angelique's throat, severing her larynx, so she couldn't scream.
Holy fuck.
While Angelique was bleeding to death, Ashley cut Angelique's stomach open, taking out the uterus, and then cutting it open, removing the baby. She attempted to clean up a little and then made a bottle of milk for the baby, who miraculously survived this crude birth.
Are you fucking kidding me? This actually... Holy fuck, the baby survived?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Ashley then called her boyfriend, saying she had given birth.
Oh my God.
She said, quote, "I've done something bad. I've just had the baby, but I think I've killed someone," end quote.
You think, you stupid cunt?
When Andrew got home, he found Ashley holding the baby next to a slaughtered body, placenta, and a bloody knife. Andrew was horrified. He took the baby and called 911 and waited for the police outside. He believed the baby was theirs and that she gave birth after the crime. Angelique was pronounced dead at the scene.
Fuck. God damn it.
I know. They took Ashley and the newborn baby to the hospital. She kept shouting that it was her baby, that she stabbed Angelique out of self-defense. However, Ashley kept refusing a medical exam. During this time, Patrick was notified about what had happened to Angelique and the baby. He raced to the hospital, but staff was still under the impression that Andrew was the father of his baby girl. So Patrick had to go to the police station to get permission to see his daughter.
Oh my God, this is so fucked.
After finally completing a medical examination, it was proven that Ashley never gave birth, nor was she ever pregnant.
Oh, really? Holy fuck.
Ashley then changed her story. She claimed that she and Angelique had started arguing about the past and that Angelique lunged at her with a knife. They started wrestling before Ashley gained control of the knife and started stabbing Angelique. Ashley then claimed that once she realized Angelique was dying from her stab wounds, she decided to cut open the stomach to save the baby.
She's absolutely fucking retarded. Who fucking comes up with stories like this? You stupid bitch.
And from the very beginning, lying to your boyfriend that you're pregnant. So she did it all just to cover up that lie. After proving that she had never been pregnant and her social media posts, it became clear what Ashley's motive was. Her due date had come and gone, and she had to find a baby quickly to finish the lie that she had been telling everyone for the last 8.5 months.
Why would you say you're pregnant when you're not?
I wonder if it's those things that some people do to try and keep a man. She reconnected with Angelique knowing she was almost to term and that she would be her victim. Her boyfriend, another victim, as he believed all this time that his girlfriend was pregnant. The sonograms she used were fake, found off the internet. During the trial, he took the stand saying he believed Ashley was pregnant because her stomach was growing and that he thought he had felt the baby. He was devastated to learn it was all a lie.
All he felt was like a fart.
Yeah. But the poor guy, it is
a little bit of poo just traveling down. It kicked. I mean, it's just like taco meat.
Ashley pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder in 2017. After the 2-week trial, she was found guilty of second-degree murder and kidnapping. She was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Genesis.
Wow. She deserves life and death, but 40 years is pretty good.
Genesis is a miracle for surviving this attack. She was unarmed from the savage birth, except for a small knife cut on her thigh.
Holy fuck.
She lives with her dad, Patrick. He said she lives in bliss right now, not knowing the horrific details around her mother's death and her birth. But he knows that she'll learn the truth one day on how she came into this world.
No kidding. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. So that was Angelique.
Oh, jeez.
And that's
the dumb fucking fat cunt. She looks like a piece of garbage.
Our next story.
Oh, I forgot they were doing multiple stories. I was like, oh, good. That one went by fast. I might have time to edit my Gaston video, but I guess not.
Okay, talk about like a little plug there, a little promo.
Whatever. Tell it to me straight.
Jamie Stice. 21-year-old Jamie Stice was pregnant with her first child, a son, when she met 33-year-old Kathy Coy, a woman claiming to be expecting as well with her third child. Kathy was a divorced mother, desperate to restart her relationship with her ex-husband, Shannon Coy. She had told Shannon that she was pregnant, but he didn't believe her and moved to another state.
Which was the correct thing to do. Holy shit.
She had a history of faking pregnancies with Shannon to win him back. Kathy had befriended Jamie on Facebook, stating that she was also pregnant and a mutual friend of one of Jamie's friends, Becca. Kathy claimed that she worked at a baby place and could help Jamie get everything she needed for her son. Jamie was a bit weirded out by the sudden friend request and generosity, but when she looked up her friend Becca's profile, she did see that Becca was indeed friends with Kathy Coy. So Jamie trusted the request was genuine.
Oh, that's the problem with social media. A complete fucking stranger who happens to be quote-unquote friends with your friend is like, can we be friends? Mm-hmm. It's like in real life, that would be creepy. I've been to parties where I only know the host, and I cannot integrate with other fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what are you having? How do you know Brad? Okay. And it's like, I worked with him, and we fingered each other in college.
Oh, you're so...
Can we be friends? Like, literally, like... I read your diary. Can we be friends?
Oh my God.
I found some of your pictures in your wallet. Can we be friends? You and Brad are friends and I'm friends with Brad.
So can we be friends?
Can we be friends?
All right.
I'm pregnant. I'm trying to get my ex-boyfriend back. He moved to another state.
All right, let's move on. The pair began chatting, sharing, and relating in their experiences of both the excitement and nerves of their upcoming bundles of joy. Kathy and Jamie moved from Facebook chatting to seeing each other in person. And in the end, it became almost every day. Kathy began helping Jamie and their family in many different ways, helping them run errands, buying baby items, and even offering to pay bills despite not knowing Jamie that long.
The red flags
I know.
Are like copious at this point. It's just a sea of red flags now.
On April 13th, 2011, Kathy had gone over and told Jamie that she was going to take her out to buy some baby clothes. Jeannie Stice, Jamie's mother, actually had an appointment as well, and so Kathy offered to drop her off at her appointment, and then her and Jamie would go shopping and then pick her up when the appointment was done. Once done, Jeannie was waiting outside for Kathy and Jamie to pick her up, but she then received a text message from Kathy saying she can no longer pick her up. Kathy told Jeannie that she was currently in labor and on her way to the hospital. That Kathy was in labor, not Jamie.
Okay.
3 hours later, Jeannie finally got home, but didn't have her keys or belongings because she had left them in Kathy's car.
Fuck.
She expected Jamie to be home to unlock the door for her, but after knocking and knocking, Jamie didn't come to the door and Jeannie could not reach her by phone. So Jeannie had to wait outside until her husband came home from work. After seeing no signs of Jamie in the house, she was worried. This was not like Jamie to not tell her family where she was or when she would be home. Jeannie reached out to Jamie's friends and no one knew where she was. She contacted Kathy again, and Kathy stated that she had just arrived home 6 hours after going into labor and that Jamie wasn't with her.
Well, that's a complete fucking... Sometimes people are like in labor for like 72 hours
I know,
or something
and
ridiculous.
You certainly don't go home. Even if you do have a 6-hour labor, they do not send you home.
I just pooped out the kid and they gave me a good wipe, hosed me down, and sent me off.
On my way. Now let's discuss Kathy's labor.
Let's.
Kathy drove over to her friend Shelley's house. When Shelley came out, Kathy, claiming she had given birth in the car, was sitting in the driver's seat with no pants on, holding a baby in her arms. The baby was covered in blood with the placenta and umbilical cord still attached. Shelley also noticed that the baby had grass on him. Kathy had asked Shelley to take a picture of her and to send it to Shannon, Kathy's ex-husband.
Oh my God.
Shelley called 911 for an ambulance, but did appease Kathy by taking the photo while they waited. The ambulance arrived and took Kathy to the hospital to examine her and the newborn baby boy. Medical staff were left completely shocked at what they would see when Kathy arrived. Not only was the placenta still attached, but all of the female anatomy was still attached.
Oh my fucking God, shit.
The uterus,
Oh, fuck.
the womb, and 2 ovaries.
Holy fuck.
They immediately contacted the police and took her in for questioning. Kathy stuck with her story, claiming the baby was hers, despite her now missing internal organs.
Yeah, like a brain.
She
Fucking ass.
She eventually changed her story, saying she had purchased the baby from a woman for $550.
I just love how both these stupid cunts just change their fucking stories when they're sussed out. Actually, I used my Visa. Got her at the flea market. You know, the goddamn Amish.
Investigators began looking into her phone and her social media, trying to piece together whose baby this was. They found 2 women that were on Kathy's friends list that were pregnant. They checked in with woman number 1, and she was perfectly fine and safe. Woman number 2 was Jamie. When they arrived at Jamie's house, Jeannie had opened the door worried, stating that she was just about to call them, that she hadn't been able to get a hold of her daughter. She said that she was last seen with her friend, Kathy Coy.
Oh, fuck.
When police questioned Kathy about Jamie, she claimed she didn't know her and stuck with the story that she bought this baby. Then she changed her story again, that the woman she bought the baby from was the one who killed Jamie. She then eventually confessed to being the one who killed Jamie.
This is just a clusterfuck.
I know, she's clearly mentally ill. Around 4 a.m. on April 14th, Kathy told police where they could find Jamie's body. On April 13th, Kathy subdued Jamie by using a stun gun on her.
Holy fuck.
She then drove Jamie out into the country and bound her hands behind her back. She then slit Jamie's throat and wrist with a drywall knife.
Oh my fucking God.
She then disemboweled Jamie and cut the baby out of the womb with the same drywall knife. And as we know, she then drove to Shelley's house. When police found Jamie, she was off a country road and found bound and butchered just as Kathy had left her.
Jesus fucking Christ, that is ridiculous.
Kathy had planned this abduction for months. She needed to find the victim. Originally, she had asked her 12-year-old daughter to help her kidnap a baby. Her daughter obviously refused. Kathy then asked her 14-year-old son to help her kill someone, and just like his sister, he refused.
Holy
and then
fuck.
Kathy just told her kids she was joking. Kathy Coy took a plea deal to avoid the death penalty and pleaded guilty but mentally ill to the murder and abduction of Jamie and Isaiah Stice. Kathy was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
She should have fucking got the death
I know.
penalty. So Isaiah is the child.
The child, which
So the child didn't survive.
Jamie had already had that name picked out for the baby.
Really?
No, the baby survived. Judge John Grice said, quote, "The word evil is used for even small disagreements or disputes, and is even overused by attorneys and judges. Here, however, was evil at work," end quote. Despite the brutal way he came into this world, and 5 weeks premature, Isaiah survived. He is thriving and lives with his father. Isaiah sees Jeannie and Jamie's family every other weekend.
That's Jamie?
That's Jamie, and that's the baby.
Jesus Christ. And that's that piece of fucking shit.
Yeah.
Why would anyone want to be friends with someone who looks like this?
Well, I think, she looks a little bit more normal there. But yeah, she looks fucking crazy here.
Oh, she just looks like a low-class piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Like some dumbass who has like no fucking lips and a clapped-in face. Like,
it was it was known of Jamie's character to be very genuine and trusting. So
I feel like that's like such a pattern with so many victims, is just being genuine and trusting. Mm-hmm. Like, don't be trusting, folks.
I know.
It doesn't make you a bad person for questioning other people's motives and being creeped out by fucking people.
Yeah. But I think it's absolutely amazing that he almost has, in probably some official way, a shared custody with her family.
Yeah.
Because the son, Isaiah, does see her family every other weekend.
Yeah.
So that, I think, is amazing.
Oh, that poor family.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, at least the two babies survived.
Yeah. I did come across many that wasn't the case. And I'm sure we'll talk about this more as our podcast grows, but I wanted to cover 2 cases today that, despite how horrific, both ended with a happy ending.
Well, happier ending.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So, like, I have to admit, I've been oblivious. I was oblivious to these crimes.
Yeah, that's why I thought it'd be interesting to cover them, because I thought you wouldn't be really aware that this happens.
Like, if someone, like, just, like, briefly summarized what these were.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, those could happen. But just to be given detail on how these, and how similar they were.
And, like, poor Jamie, both of them, Angelique and Jamie, but just thinking, like, a drywall knife. And
Jesus
I cannot
Christ.
believe the baby survived birth by drywall knife. And in Angelique's case, she had already previously known her murderer, because they were old high school acquaintances at the very least, who reconnected on Facebook. Again, the dangers of social media as well. Not only does this bring awareness to fetal abductions, but it also brings awareness to the dangers of social media.
Particularly Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking
absolutely.
Get off Facebook. Stop giving them your data.
Conspiracy theories with John at Aghast.
Oh, man. That's awful.
Yeah.
I wonder what Shannon is thinking right now. Like, thank God I'm in Iowa.
I did.
Or wherever the fuck he is.
I did.
Holy shit. Thank God I didn't respond to that text.
I did condense these stories quite a bit. I wanted to still be respectful to both of the victims and their families with getting their stories out there. But I did condense a lot of the stories, especially more so in Kathy's case. She has a lot of backstory.
Oh.
But I cut out a lot of that just for time's sake. But she didn't have custody of her kids. And it's like, I wonder fucking why.
No kidding.
Like,
Holy
thank God for that, and... Like, I just would love to know the context in which she asked her children to do these favors for her, because we say funny things like, like, God, I could totally fucking kill you and get away with it. Like, you say those funny things.
Yeah.
But, like, what context could your mother come up to you and say to you? You have to imagine she would somewhat be serious. Like, do you think you'll help me kill someone?
Yeah. Can you help me kidnap a baby?
And be like, yeah.
I know you're in grade 6, but could you help me kidnap a baby?
Like, that's just horrific that she would ask her own children to get involved in something like that. So
even if they had went along with it, it would have turned out to be horrible.
Yeah.
Have you ever asked like a 12-year-old or 14-year-old to do something? Like, they're fucking idiots. It's summertime right now, and there's camps. Mm-hmm. And just watching these camps is like, the future is doomed. These people will never become responsible adults. They're fucking losers raised by shitheads.
Another interesting point, too, in Kathy's case is, even though she pled mentally ill, that didn't help her case at all. Because, yes, she might have pleaded guilty but mentally ill, but that meant she was still, even though mentally ill, she was still capable of standing trial. Yeah. No psychiatrist found her unable to stand trial due to being mentally ill. So she had every right to plead that way, but it in no way helped her case.
She should have got the death penalty, though. We don't need more shit like that.
Yeah, I agree. But then again...
would they chemically castrate her, too?
Well, I don't know.
Would you not, with like a case like this, like, would you not be like, okay, let's end the gene pool here?
Well, I don't, like, who would she be having children with in a woman's prison?
I know, but just in case. Mm-hmm. Just in case. Like, we don't need any more people like that.
Do they still do chemical castrations?
I think they do.
We're going to be on a list for Googling this stuff.
Chemical castration. Chemical castration, Canada.
Let's check Canada.
Chemical castration, Canada.
Why buy a mattress?
Anywhere else.
Oh, it's because our VPN is on.
Oh, fuck it.
We're not sponsored by ExpressVPN, but
God damn it.
we do endorse them.
All right, fuck it. Let's get to Dylan McDermott.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
How could you forget Dylan McDermott? Two things you never forget in life.
Who do you
Dre and Dylan McDermott.
Who do you guys think we should do next? I suggested...
Why are you even talking about next? We have 1,000 fucking quotes from him.
I suggested the other day Paul Reiser. I thought he'd be a good one.
I think Paul Reiser's too big. Okay. It's time to listen to the wise anecdotes, guffaws, and words of Sir Dylan McDermott Esquire. First of his name.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you really have to pump out that blockbuster in order to have the luxury of getting a body of work. And that's sad because the work suffers. Today, everything is based on money. The older actors, they inspire me. Shit. Holy fuck, that is a mic drop.
That was beautiful. I wonder if he was saying that during an Oscars speech.
All right, thanks a lot, folks, for sticking around. Hopefully that didn't put you into a pit of depression. And we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta.
You can check us out on YouTube at Catam Concoction.
That's CATAMCONCOCTION.
And on Instagram at cast_Aghast.
Remember, there's a silent H.
Who's loud swallowing now?
Sweetie, read.
You slurped and loud swallowed.
All right, sweetie. Okay. Let me activate Grammarly for you.
The couple expecting a daughter due on December 2nd, 2015. Oh, sorry.
What kind of fucking sentence was that?
Yeah.
Fragment.
And the arrival of her first baby.
The arrival of her first baby.
Expecting a daughter on December 2nd, 2015.
Say it again. You fucked up.
21-year-old Jamie Stice was pregnant with her...
Read the words.
It's a good tea, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
They found two women. Sorry, that was
They
really
found
close.
two women.
That was two really close together. Said John Grice... Oh, what did I do?
John Grice, Judd. So many words. Is that your butthole?
That's my stomach growling.